A killer mom is teeing up sugar daddies from prison. Put her up, full mass. This is a hell of a story. Susan Smith, this is per the New York Post, convicted for the infamous murder for two young sons. This was back in 1994, all right? She now believes that she has served enough time in prison. Her first parole hearing is scheduled for November 4th, and family members say she has spent the last few months convinced she will be granted parole. As a result, Smith has been seeking financial support from sugar daddies and engaging in phone sex to attract them, as revealed by family sources and South Carolina prison call recordings.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
She told one suitor earlier this year, quote, "It's time for me to get out. I'm done. I've done my time. I'm ready to go." Smith was a 22-year-old mom when she let her car roll into John D. Long Lake, Union County, South Carolina, with her sons, 3-year-old Michael, 14-month-old Alexander, still strapped into their car seats. She stood by as the vehicle sank to the bottom, drowning both children. Very sad, very unfortunate. Smith then falsely told police that a black man did it. Many remember this debacle. Everybody believed her initially. She said a black man carjacked her, kidnapped the children, leading to a manhunt. Authorities went door to door among local neighborhoods that were predominantly African American. Smith and her then husband, David, would even appear on national news pleading for their safe return. Man, it was a hell of a pony show. It was a hell of a circus. They had people convinced that a black man wanted their white children and kidnapped them. Went on the news. Please, please bring our children back. Everybody believed him. Law enforcement, news media, nobody said, wait a minute, hold on, wait. What did they do? What did they look like again? What did the person wear again? The story was inconsistent. They ignored those things. 9 years later, Smith finally confessed there was no carjacker and that she had driven the children into the lake herself. Motive? She was having an affair with a wealthy man who did not want children. She was convicted of murder, but spared the death penalty and instead was given life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Fast forward to today. In a March conversation with one suitor, she asked him how she can support herself if she gets out. He told her that she has a large nest egg waiting for her if she's paroled. A combination of funds from the sale of family property, gifts, and people that admire her, and money that he has saved up. Wow. I'll tell you what I did last summer thinking of you, the caller told Smith. I made a spreadsheet that starts out with $213,000. You're gonna have more than that. I think you'll be in the $220,000 range, all put together. The man continued, you could spend $40,000 a year while you were drawing from that balance and still earning interest on the undrawn amount. Quote, in 20 years' time, you will have spent most of that, he said, but you will still have some of it left over. After a short pause, Smith sighed. I love you so much, she said. I love you too, he replied. Before they began to make kissing noises to each other, the conversation then turned sexual, complete with giggling and heavy breathing. But this man is not alone. Smith has carried on sexual and romantic conversations with at least a dozen men in the last 3 years, according to the prison call records, which are public under South Carolina law. The Post reports David Smith. Come on, David. who has since remarried and welcomed 2 additional children, and his family plan to oppose her release. However, that hasn't stopped Susan Smith from thinking she's about to become a free woman again. She's figuring out her future, family member told the Post. She is seeing who she can rely on and who will be able to help her. Post confirmed that Smith has expressed her intent to appear at the hearing. The reality is that Smith is unlikely to be paroled on her first attempt or possibly ever, according to experts. Sharon, I'm gonna let you take this one.
The fact that this white woman who brutally, premeditatedly killed her children and only got up to 30 years and then the possibility of parole is ridiculous. Yeah. There was no sentence for what she did to Black people, which was, of course, the secondary crime. And it was huge. The investigation, of course, revealed that when they went and pieced her story together and looked at traffic light patterns and the like, it was impossible, okay? She's a monster and a serial personality she has. I'm not suggesting, Doc, that she killed before. I don't know. But I am suggesting that the way these conversations are being had while behind bars all this time, she still believes that she's above the law and entitled to white privilege. And she's going to get it. She's going to get it. What a sicko. She's absolutely a sicko who I think is a complete danger to society. In this case, David Smith is right. Do all you can to make sure this one, baby, does not get out.
That's right. And he's been fighting that fight and he continues to fight that fight because what she did was just, you can't even describe it in words.